How y'all doing today? So one of the points that I wanted to touch on is, they split us up into two different camps in the United States of America in political groups, Republicans and Democrats, and I always just, for lack of a better terminology, I find it funny when people are like, well, I don't do politics. When you say you don't do politics, it's the same thing as saying you don't breathe oxygen. You do. You just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? You need to be informed. And if you, I mean, one of the things that this culture, unknowingly and some knowingly well, is that they diminish the importance of history. And history always says history repeats itself. And there's also another saying that says nothing new under the sun. And it, history builds upon itself, just like the Bible says, precept upon precept. So these people, the people that are elitists, people that are governed, isn't just by some stroke of luck. It's that their family told them it's better to be on top than be on the bottom. Hey, and we know that's true. It's always better to be on top than the bottom, especially if you're in jail. But in reality, it's the same thing. And they've built upon that, how to rule the poor. Look, man, in America, we have shiny objects. We're like little kids with toys. I got it better than you. I got a Barbie. And then you got somebody else that bought the Barbie from Dollar General. We get the difference. We see the difference. But you know what? It's still the same. You've been given the shiny toy in order to keep yourself busy. And they've capitalized on it. Capitalism. It isn't about bringing yourself home your bootstraps and getting to the point. No. What it is solidifying a position and then monopolizing on it. And then making sure you have no competitors. Capitalism started off as competition, but it was only competition for the cream to rise to the top. And once the cream rises to the top, they don't want more cream to rise to the top. So they're going to do everything they do to keep the bottom of it from rising. There's a lot of factors that go into being successful in the definition of this country and materialism. And I don't know it firsthand. Well, no, I do know firsthand, but on the other side of the coin, as being poor. I've worked in the service industry. I see how rich people don't really care about what they pay. You know what I'm saying? I've seen their tactics. I've seen the way that they conduct themselves. And it's all a method to the madness. So the point of this video is that the working class is the working poor. Just because you got a nice car and all that stuff, you still owe money to somebody. Even if you think you're clean, stop paying property taxes on your place. I promise you won't have anything. So nobody owns anything in this country, but we're led by this illusion of capitalism, sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship. Sorry for that. But we need a party that represents the working poor, and I want to call it the working poor. I want people to detest the name. I want people to look in the mirror and realize that they are the working poor, even though they fucking argue with it. You know, in France, when they had the revolution, surrounding nations, elitist governments sent in their troops to quell the poor uprising because, and this is the analogy I'm going to use, there cannot be light without darkness. There cannot be darkness without light. The rich cannot be rich without the poor, and the poor know it because they see the rich. Everybody thinks this world is sanctified in terms of living a righteous life and we're all going to be great and if that's all you do. No, that's not how it works. There are systems in place to keep people in the place that they're at. Because people need to man the restaurants. People need to man the amusement. People need to man the needs of the rich that they want, that they pay for. And then nothing wrong with that. That's how economy works. But my biggest example is the Uber and Lyft driver. It's some bullshit what these companies are doing. And the only reason it happens is because we are an individualistic culture where we think, well, it's just me, fuck them. No, we could get to a lot of places that we want to get to materialistically if we all band together physically, mentally, socially, and by word. We need to make sacrifices. The only way America was built was by sacrifices. Those people had it good and then they revolted against the tea bag, but they knew what was on the other side, the bag. Right now you're getting the crumbs. So this is my video to call on everybody. Comment on the section. I don't know if anybody will hear this, but I'm going to use a word that scares the elites, proletariat. We need a proletariat revolution. We need one where people sacrifice the crumbs that they have to get the cake that we want. The working poor, call yourself what you is. If you're not making $2 million a week, you're not shit. To them. To me, you're golden. Stay classy, San Diego.